AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
For me, I'm not giving Hartenstein $20 million. I would love to get him in that 15 to 18, maybe 17 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But 20, I'm sorry, I'm not giving him that, Flea.
Yeah.
Please, your opinion.
I saw the potential deal that we're gonna offer him. 4 years, 72 and a half. That's roughly 18.1 or something like that. So slightly over 18 million. I'm comfortable somewhere around there. But when we start getting into the range of 20, 22, 25, right? Somebody's going to overpay to pull him away from us. So he's going to get big money. I just don't want to be paying a potential backup almost 20 to 25 million dollars a year. I don't think that that's smart. I think that could jam us up long term. And he's a fringe starter, right? Like he's not a bona fide starting center in this league, right? I can name a few teams that he could start for, but I could also name a few teams that if he goes there, he's going to come off the bench. He's not going to be the guy that you look for to, be your 5-man, rim protect, rebound the basketball over 10 plus rebounds a night, defend. You saw he struggled against Embiid, struggled bad, right? We missed, I think AllBall was saying that if we don't have Mitchell Robinson for a portion of that series against Philly, we don't win. We don't win. We needed his production. So I'm not comfortable with overpaying Hartenstein just to keep him away from other teams. If they got to break the bank to go get him, go ahead.
The only way I think Hartenstein could be in that 20 million range if he was knocking down a 3-point shot. To me, that's the only way that would happen. Is if he's good for 2-3 threes a game and he's respectable out there where you got to at least contest him, but he don't even look for his shot. So for me, I agree, Flea. And, us as Knicks fans, we have to be patient. We cannot do the things that we've done years. Overpay guys, jump out the window, panic, go get a superstar and overpay him. No, we just have to be patient. We have our core, DiVincenzo, Hart, Brunson, hopefully OG, Randall. So just to piggyback, if we can get him 15 to maybe 18, I'm fine with that. Anything over that, I'm sorry. He got to let him walk.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said, or both of you guys just said, because I don't expect him to shoot 3-pointers all of a sudden. But what you do is play the type of defense that you do, and then the rebounding. If you're going to be that guy, you got to get 12, 15 rebounds a game and just flat out dominate and be a presence against anybody. Then you could start commanding, because that's what Mitchell Robinson doesn't average 12, 14 rebounds a game, but it's damn near Moses Malone-like numbers for the offensive rebounding. He's limited, we know that, but it's dominating. So I don't expect him to get 20 million a year either. You know what I'm saying? So if he's that much of a chess piece, Mitchell Robinson is, that's tough for you to even command as much money. So yeah, I agree. I think this is unanimous.
Hold on, but hold on. Now this is where it get tricky. I'm paying Mitchell Robinson more than Hartenstein. I think Mitchell Robinson defensively makes a difference. What he did with Embiid, hobble, was the difference in that series. What he does on the offensive rebounding and just rebounding in his presence. Like I said, I'm not saying you overpay for Mitchell Robinson, but I have no problem if we had to give one of the two 19-20. I have no problem giving it to Mitchell Robinson because I seen what he can do. Mitchell Robinson is a legit starting center in the NBA because of what he can do in the defensive end and his offensive rebounding. Like Flea said, Hartenstein is not a definitive starter in the NBA. I'm sorry. Of course, if we go in Joker, Giannis, AD, Embiid, of course you're not going to start Mitchell over them guys. But a lot of them other guys, Mitchell could get a starting job. So I have no problem giving Mitchell maybe 19, 20 instead of Hartenstein if we're going to, do it like that. I have no problem with that.
I have a problem with Mitch because for the last 3 seasons I've watched Mitch get hurt.
Yes,
I've watched Mitch get hurt for the last 3 to 4 seasons.
Agreed.
Even the season that we went into the playoffs playing Atlanta, a big reason why we weren't successful against them. Obviously, Julius didn't shoot well, but Mitch was non-existent for that series. So I'm watching a pattern of this guy's. It's something with his base. Like I don't know if he has to get a stronger base, but it's always the lower extremities with this dude. Ankles, knees, this, that, always that. And again, some are freak accidents and some may be due to he's not kind of taking care of his body. But there got to be cause for pause when you're looking at Mitchell Robinson too. I watched Hartenstein do what he did for us. And as much as we're talking about whether we should pay him or not, the guy was available, right? That's a big thing, especially when it came to this Knicks team this year. Who was available? Who wasn't? If you were available, you were part of this journey, helping us get to where we got to. So I think the center position is something we got some questions to answer for sure with both of them, right? Or, do you completely go in a different direction, let Hartenstein go and trade Mitch? Like there's options that you could think about now because for what Hartenstein did, I could find that in a draft. I could find that. There's some Derek Lively's out there. I'm gonna be honest. What Derek Lively does, there's guys out there that could do that, for us.
I disagree with that.
Oh
no,
I could replace Hartenstein, what Hartenstein does.
We could replace Hartenstein, but I don't think Derek Lively is a dime a dozen. I think I don't know if you're off here yet. We'll talk about that later. But that's you can hit it on the nail with you compared him to big man, the one defensive player of the year with
Tyson Chandler.
Hartenstein ain't no damn Tyson Chandler.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't, to your point, Hartenstein is way more replaceable. Because again, we know what his game is. Dribble hand over the top of the key. He has to bail out Brunson. He's the second best passer. Who's the best passer on the Knicks right now?
I mean,
we might be Hartenstein.
we rarely do that. So I couldn't even tell you.
I would say the best passer. Oof.
I've seen Brunson make good passes. I've seen Hartenstein make good passes, but like just on a consistent basis.
It's a natural passer. I don't think anybody on the team
exactly
possesses that. Where I'm looking at them and like, damn, he's a hell of a passer. I don't think nobody off our roster. When Julius has it going, he's not a bad passer. I would say that. He's not a bad. See, yeah, I would say that. When Julius has it going, I think he's one of our better passers.
I don't think anybody makes better reads than Hartenstein on the team, and I don't think anybody makes better passes. Me personally, that's the first thing I noticed when he got here, and the fact that they did what Nick Nurse did for Embiid. Hartenstein was playing around too much in the paint early on in November when he first got here of the previous season, his first season with the Knicks. Then Thibodeau pushed him to the top of the key, and that's where he kind of unlocked this guy. And we see what Randall should be doing when he comes back. But that is his chip that he got. Mitchell Robinson doesn't have that. And just offensively, that's where his strength is, because it ain't offensive rebounding like Mitchell Robinson. The thing about Mitchell Robinson making $20 million a year was crazy. His contract right now is he was making 17. He made 15 this year. Next year he'll be making 14, and after that he'll be making 13. He has like the reverse balloon effect of a contract, and I just noticed Brunson's contract is like that, where they make less as the years go on. So that's the Leon Rose being an agent before is kicking in with that one.
Right.
I don't know if Mitchell Robinson making 18, 20 million a year, if I feel comfortable with that, because he might miss 20% of the year of the season, and then on top of that, is limited, bro. Like we missed him in the playoffs too. He wasn't here. Hartenstein played in the playoffs.
Well, just real quick, Fleet. That's a great point. I can't even argue that. But if we're gonna say that, Fleet broke it down. I think yesterday, the other day, we could say that for OG. We could say that for Julius Randle. We have a major problem. We have guys that are injury prone. I'm just saying. My point is, if we got to choose out of the two to overpay, I'd rather overpay Mitchell Robinson because I've seen when he was semi-healthy, the difference he made in that Philadelphia series. So once again, do I want to overpay anybody? No. But if you're giving me a choice from either one of, Hartenstein or Mitch, it'd be Mitch. But, I agree with both of y'all. I don't want to overpay either one, knowing that he's injury prone. But like I said, I'd rather take Mitch over Hartenstein any day.
Yeah, I think we also got to remember too, fellas, that the going rate for a big going forward may be that $18 to $20 million range for a serviceable big man that's gonna come rebound, potentially rim protect. Maybe like the guys that could step out, stretch the floor, hit a three, all that type of shit. That's when the dollars start increasing, like you
30,
said, OG.
35, and
right.
all that.
That's when the dollars start increasing for that position. Like guys that are gonna make 20 to 25 million, you better be able to stretch the floor. You better be able to double-digit rebound. You better be able to, you know what I mean? Like that's those guys is gonna make the big dollars at that position. But we gotta start looking at it like maybe we gotta close one eye and pay and just and go from there and just let the chips fall where they may. Like what's the worst case scenario? We lose out on Hartenstein and we trade Mitch. So how do we replace that 5 position? Only other big right now, right, that was out there that I saw is Claxton. That's the only other one right now that I saw that does some of the similar things that would be a positive for us. He looks like a guy that could fit into what we do. After that, I don't see any other guys that we could flirt with trying to say, okay, we could let these two guys walk. I saw somebody else say, maybe we could potentially sign Drummond. Drummond's going to do the same things that a lot of our guys do, and he's going to rebound the ball. So, we don't have a bunch of options to be looking at Mitch and Hartenstein like, hey, y'all take some team-friendly deals because, if y'all don't, we're going to look elsewhere. Our options may not be that big.
I was trying to think of some guys you were describing, like a 3-and-D big. Miles Turner makes $20 million a year this season, and the next season he'll make 19. That's gonna go up, right? How much do you think he'll make? How much do you think he'll command in the free agent market?
Probably 30.
25.
30 a year?
Yeah, bro. Listen, when you could stretch the floor, listen, we see what the game is. Whether we like it or not. If you could knock the 3-point shot down, that's what's getting you the money. We lucky Hartenstein and Mitch is not one of those. You get what I'm saying, Flea? We lucky.
I do.
We lucky.
Good.
Yeah, man. So it's a gift and a curse that we lucky, but at the same time, it may help our ball club. But those big guys that can stretch the floor, that can knock down a 3 at the high 30%, low 40% rate, bruh, listen, that opens up the floor. That opens up the floor. So, yeah, I think a guy like Miles Turner, his next contract, he's easily going to get 30. You can't deny that.
I like what Sherwin is saying here. No, fellows, the NBA is changing the rules. A defensive big will become a premium in the next 2 years within the rule changes.
I got to see it first. I got to see what that looks like. I got to see how they call the game. I got to see. Give me a season.
Hey, Flea, I guarantee y'all, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guarantee y'all, you will never see another big contract for Rudy Gobert in a long time. If you can't knock down a 3-point shot or be some type of threat on the offensive end, you will not see that again. So I understand what he's saying. But, bruh, these GMs, these coaches, these owners, like I said, they want guys that can knock down a 3. What's my guy with the Clippers? And I like him over there.
Who? Zubac?
Zubac. As good as Zubac is, he gonna always not get the real bag because he can't knock down a three, and he's tough defensively, and he gonna get them boards, and he physical. But because he can't knock down a three, and he's not an offensive threat, that's the money he's gonna miss out on. So miss me with that. It's a reason Embiid them guys is shooting all them threes.
Yeah,
I
don't
know what's the clickbait. I'm sorry.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Anyway, yeah, no, not you, OG. There was some weird comment.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, no, yeah, I have to see that for a year. I have to see how the landscape of the league looks when they do make a right turn and start changing how they call the games, especially for bigs. So big shout out to Sherwin for dropping that in the chat and giving us some of that feedback. Absolutely, we love it. I'm just a guy that I know when they change the game on how perimeter guys can defend. Right, it went from being able to put your hand to hand, literally hand check. Then it went to the arm ball. Now it's you literally can't touch and you got to slide your feet. That's what's going to determine if you can stay in front of guys or if you can't. And most guys don't want to do that. So I'm just saying I want to see how they allow bigs to be big men, right? How do they allow them to do that again in today's NBA? I'm curious. So before I jump out there and say, a defensive big man is going to be an asset on a team, I would need to see. I would like to have an semblance of Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, some kind of player like that, so that I could take a look and see, okay, how are they going to allow bigs to defend, roll to the rim, play in the paint, all that kind of stuff before I say, oh, go get me a Ben Wallace, right? Like, I need to see how it looks first.
So I think even with what you just said with Zubac, I think the emergence of the kid Zach Edey in college, right? Again, I don't watch college ball, but I know he made the championship over there.
Kid from Purdue.
That's not going to happen this year again. You're watching college basketball this coming season, so you're not going to. I don't want to hear that no more. I don't watch college ball. That's not happening no more. Keep going.
Flea with the fatherly Flea. I'm sorry. But you brought me back to earth because it's like, yeah, that may happen. Joker, Wemby, Embiid. You still got a lot of big guys up here. Giannis.
Bam.
You still need weight. Nah, Bam ain't not a 7-foot guy that would lead the like Bam in the night. I'm thinking in the 90s, Bam would be a 4, maybe a 3.
Right. He just plays bigger is what I mean. Like Bam is a guy that plays bigger than what's Bam? 6'9"? Maybe 6'10"? Maybe.
Right. I say 6'8".
Right. Like he just plays bigger than what he is.
But the other guys, I think this is what they like. That's a projection. Joker, Wemby, these guys are going to come into the league and just take over. And the league has to change because we saw it with Shaq. The rules changed and the league was stuck for a couple, like 6 or 7 years with those kind of players. You had 2 or 3 guys on the bench that had to guard them. They didn't really play much. They weren't so super skilled. That's why what you just said was perfect and should not be overlooked, Flea. I got to see it first. Let me see that first. And then Hartenstein got to get more money. Mitchell Robinson got to get more money because you got to take on those bodies. So that's what makes this harder. I would love to. Now I know for a fact if we're having this conversation, there's no way Leon Rose and West and them are sitting down like, oh damn, this is a tough decision to make. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.